ready to produce the nation's #1 fireworks display, Thunder over Louisville.
Thanks for joining us here at noon. That is the sound of Thunder over Louisville preps underway. Crews right now setting up shop on the Clark Memorial Bridge, loading all the firework racks and the brackets, getting set for the rest of the day. That was our Zambelli crew there. They do this every year, and in just a few hours from now, the Thunder aircrafts will be arriving in town for this year's air show. Everyone wants to know what this forecast is going to be. Sam, I know it's going to be pleasant temperatures on screen, but how it actually feels along the waterfront, it's a whole different story.
Right, Brooke, and keep in mind too, there might be a spotty shower. We're generally going to be staying dry, but along with that northwest wind flow, especially if you're going to be near the river, it'll be a bit of a brisk feel to the air. I'm going to 51 degrees just in time for the firework display at 9:30 for Thunder over Louisville, and there will be a couple of clouds passing through. There could be a spotty shower, but keep in mind with that northwest breeze, it'll be feeling very brisk out there. So definitely bundle up if you're going to the firework display. There's how it's looking at our precipitation tracker during the nighttime hours on Thunder over Louisville. We're looking to be dry, but the main culprit of the rain is going to be moving through tomorrow during the day as the new low pressure center will be marching its way in, and I'll be talking about that in a few minutes in greater detail. But here's what we have underway right now. 80 degrees underway here at Ali International. Southwest wind on the strong side of things, ushering in that warmer air, and as you can see across the Ohio Valley, we're all climbing well into the middle upper 70s, hitting 80 so far at the airport here in Louisville. And later on today, I have us at 86 degrees, but unfortunately, Brooke, with this big warm up today, we are under a red flag warning. This means that you need to be taking precautions through the course of the afternoon, as any kind of fires are going to be rigorously developing due to the amount of dry air and strong wind underway. I'll talk more in detail about this red flag warning, and I'll let you know tomorrow's forecast and Thunder over Louisville in more greater depth coming up in a few minutes.
Sam, thank you. Now there are already about a dozen rides and food vendor stations set up at Waterfront Park ahead of this weekend, and several more setting up today and tomorrow. Our Taylor Woods sharing both the excitement and concerns about the expected crowds.
Thunder fireworks will lift off at 9:30 p.m. this Saturday, and preparation for the show is all well underway. You can tell by the excitement just a few days out.
That's
Absolutely.
right. A thunderously good time.
Yeah.
Thunderously.
Second year tradition.
But some Louisvillians we found are on the fence about attending. They have mixed feelings about safety at the show.
I think it's all perspective. I know we're all grieving from last week, and I think that's definitely lingering.
From the Louisville mayor to police and festival leaders, safety is their top priority.
We have every confidence, puts us on solid footing to be able to respond quickly and effectively to any eventuality. There are dozens of agencies involved, both uniform as well as covert assets.
The violence of last week hasn't been forgotten by the mayor.
To continue to enhance the strength of our community, to show our hospitality, to show the entire state, the country, and the world who Louisville really is.
And then the crowds will depend on the weather.
I hope so.
Thunder organizers say there will be favorable conditions for the show, but with strong winds and dropping temperatures, the reality for Thunder 2023.
So we encourage folks to dress in layers. You might want to throw in a poncho because we'll blame the people who did not bring their rain gear for the fact if it rains.
This group of tourists say weather won't frighten them away. They have a plan B.
We're going to hang out by the fire pit. Hopefully we get an air show overhead, and that's fun.
Yeah.
Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 on your side.
And the Kentucky Derby Festival is asking anyone attending to keep your pets at home. KDF also said it will monitor weather conditions, since that obviously could affect the air show and the fireworks. We do want to see your favorite Thunder memories, whether it's this weekend or from years past. Text us those photos to the number there on your screen, 502-582-7290. We will be showing them throughout our newscast on WHAS 11 in the next few days. The Kentucky Derby Festival will be also honoring the victims of Louisville's mass shootings during a special moment at Thunder over Louisville. It'll happen just after 9 p.m. A special fireworks salute will remember those lost in those shootings, those impacted by gun violence, and the first responders who helped save lives. The Big Four Bridge will light up in blue and gold, as you know, the colors of Old National Bank. Then the crowd will be asked to light up their phones to show "We Are Louisville Strong" before that drone show beginning at 9:15.
Our hope is that as we bring those folks together through our events in the coming weeks, we can help be a part of that healing process. It doesn't matter what event it is, but being out there in the spring in Kentucky almost has a magical effect.
Hundreds of thousands are expected to fill waterfront parks Saturday throughout the day and night for both events. Governor Andy Beshear putting on a blood drive in the state capitol Wednesday in response to those shootings last week. Doctors at U of L Hospital told us they used 170 units of blood to treat those victims from Old National Bank. And according to America's Blood Centers, gunshot victims require 10 times more blood than people seriously injured by other traumatic accidents. Governor Beshear was friends with Tommy Elliott, one of the 5 killed at Old National. He held up his photo while he donated.
And I know that Tommy and others would have wanted us to do what's necessary to help that next person and the person after that. So I feel like I'm doing the right thing for my friend and for others. But also, this is what we do as Kentuckians.
You can sign up right now to donate. Head to redcrossblood.org. A man is facing charges today after leading officers on both sides of the river on a police chase. It began in southern Indiana and ended in Louisville. Jeffersonville police said an officer noticed someone driving recklessly in a neighborhood and tried to pull him over. The driver was identified as 44-year-old David Vogt. Officers there in Clarksville helped deploy those stop sticks to deflate his tires at the 10th Street ramp on 65. But the driver continued over the bridge, finally stopping on I-64. And you can take a look at this photo. You see him right there the moment Vogt was taken into custody. This is from the TriMark camera. He is charged with resisting law enforcement and reckless driving. Male high school's principal is turning to parents for help after several fights this week. In this video from a parent, you can see 2 girls fighting in the cafeteria while staff members tried to break them up. Principal Willie Foster wrote to parents saying this ongoing violence is forcing the school to increase security, urging parents to talk to their kids about the consequences of their actions. All of the students involved in those fights have been disciplined. JCPS Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio addressing school safety concerns during Louisville's forum on Wednesday. We learned he will present his plan for a weapons detection system to the school board next week. That's a more expensive idea than the metal detectors we talked about, but Polio says it's also faster.
A multitude of people can walk through essentially at the same time. You're not having to completely empty your pockets of everything. And so that's what we want. We don't want lines of thousands of students standing outside waiting to be scanned.
Dr. Polio said the technology is similar to what's used at Churchill Downs for the Derby and the KFC Yum Center.